for it. Okay, now we're on to round 2 on our TV map. This time is Kyle Waldron. He plays out of the zone 5. He's North Wellington, and Les Hayward from Wanganui. So it looks like Les has taken orange. Don't know much about Les personally, but I believe he's attended these before by the write-up that was on Facebook earlier. And of course Kyle, he's just been recently named in the North Island team, as Neil had mentioned before, and he'll be leading in the triples. And he's also going to be playing tomorrow in the mixed pairs. That's why we're here for 2 days. As I said earlier on in that other game, he's really playing very good bowls currently. So of course Neil's also having to do the score sheets, so he's sitting next there doing that, but of course he can't talk on his mic as well because males can't multitask.
Oh, I'm afraid that's probably quite incorrect, Sharon. So I can tell you a little bit about Les Hayward from experience. So
that's good.
Les Hayward plays out of the Wanganui Centre, as we know, and I can tell you from experience of playing him in rep games, he is a very good singles player. Very good in team games as well, but tell you what, when you play a rep game or a tournament and you get Les's name, you're not usually that chuffed. You know you're in for a really hard time. Very consistent draw player.
So we look like we've just got half the lemon tree walked into our hall now.
Was it the roots or the branches?
Well, I think it might be just about the roots, but they're pretty good base there. They've, because one of them is playing in the pairs tomorrow with Ali Wilson, so Bonnie Reid and some of her sisters have walked into the hall, so they've got their support crew with them.
So Les Hayward looks like he's about to play his last bowl on this first end. Taking his time over it, as Les does. And he's given that blue enough of a push through the head to be sitting there with a couple.
Yes.
And just confirming our scores from the first round, Tim Veal of Manawatu 15, Steve Fisher, Auckland 9.
So that was 1 to Les, so that's 1-0 to Les after the first end.
Kyle Waldron 13, Nathan Trowell 9.
Bit of false information given to me at the end of that game. They thought he'd got 3, but he only got 1.
Daniel French, Otago 19, Brian Booker Marlborough 5, and Les Hayward, who's in this match, he won his first game 8-6 over Kenzie from Ashburton. So Les Hayward, as Sharon said, off to a good start with a shot. Again, it'll be a bit of a feeling out time. Every mat, of course, has its slightly different character. Here comes Lee's second bowl.
It's a very good bowl too, being there. It's over the jack. There's his third bowl, and it looks a very good bowl.
Loves a nice wide drawing mat, does Les. A little bit like the first game, we've got one player's right on it straight away, and the other one's finding their way, mind you.
You may not have heard it. Neil, when I interviewed Tim, he said there was a bit of nerves, but once he got over the nerves, he felt he got the mat a lot better.
Yep. Tim's certainly matured a lot as a bowler over the years. As he's got older and got more experience, he's pretty calm on the mat. Doesn't panic, but definitely goes for his shots.
That might have brought that one into the second shot by Kyle, so it should be 1.
Yes, 1, so that's 2-0 after 2 to Les.
It's 4-0 to Blue on Matt. Next Matt, next to Daniel, who's getting down to lead, Daniel French.
Kyle looks to have played a really good first bowl here.
Yep.
Steve Fisher's off to a fairly good start in his game against Bron Booker from Marlborough.
Looks like he might have picked up a 3 there.
A 3 there, and I'm pretty sure he scored the first end.
Oh, on the mat where Tim Veal and Nathan Trowell are playing. The jack sitting right on the end. Nathan just drew to it. Tim's after it now. No.
Okay, Kyle Waldron of North Wellington's getting down to play his third bowl here. Sitting holding 1 shot, and I'd say that's on a pretty good track to be number 2.
Very good bowl.
Just nestle in there. So I'd say Les has got 2 choices. He can either draw it or he can draw it.
Obviously his favourite shot.
Yep.
And I think he's doing a pretty good job of it. Ooh, just cut away. It looked pretty good there.
Good. So Kyle a chance to come down on his forehand. Lease it in for another one. Any movement of the kitty's going to favour him for 3 shots. Here comes Kyle's last bowl now, and right on cue. 1, 2, 3. So 3-2 to Kyle after 3. Early days yet though.
Steve picked up one on that end. I tried to hear what the marker called out, but wasn't quick enough taking my earphones off.
And our scoreboard holder's having trouble holding on to his scoreboard just in front of us. So it could be 1-0 after 13 ends. Who knows? Just depends how the numbers fell on the floor.
More so how they go back on the board. Okay, it sounds like it's 8-0 to Steve.
Okay, and on our TV net, which I'm sure you're well capable of watching, we're not going to tell you everything about every bowl that comes down there. We've got Kyle sitting with a couple of shots. We're just looking to draw another nice shot onto the head. Make things really hard for Les.
Because if we said play a shot, they'll play the complete opposite to us anyway. So
yeah, and they'll probably get it, which is why we're commentating in their play.
And that's exactly right. Well, the other thing, you've got to play in your centre event for a start.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I would have won the Horowhenua one this year, but I think Joy Hanson won that. She's in her 80s, but still playing fantastic bowls.
I've retired from singles.
Going to sneak around that. Oh, yes, favourable little rub. Not sure who's holding the shot, but I'm sure Kyle will be fancying his chances of rolling up onto that blue.
Looks like the front blue, the way Richard's brought us in there.
Sure, Les will be coming down to make an assessment. Steve Fisher's scored a game in his game, so he's
picked up another 2, so it could be 10.
2-0 after about 4 ends. Yep, it is 10-0. Just getting our sign language there. He's still weighing up his options here. Just hearing a quiet draw here. Just going to pull up short, so whatever the situation was a couple of bowls ago, it still is now. Les is giving away the blue, so that's 4-2 to Kyle, 4 ends played. Daniel French from Otago is leading Ken McKenzie 7-0 in his game. And Tim Veal 3-2 up on Nathan Trowell from Poverty Bay, but I think Nathan has just scored, so that could be all tied up now. Here comes Kyle, looks like he's picking up that draw quite nicely now.
Doesn't look started off as well, eh? Thought it looked pretty good again.
So as well as just having been named to the North Island team, Kyle was runner-up in the triples last year at the Nationals, and I think he'd had a couple of last 8 or last 16 finishes in the singles as well, so he's an accomplished player across all disciplines. He can skip a team well. Very, very calm player to play with. It's like that match, just holding out a little bit.
With a little bit of weight.
Nothing wrong with a tricky mat though, Sharon. It's the same for both players.
Exactly.
And usually the person who wins doesn't complain about the mat.
I must have complained about a few mats, Neil.
Me too. This is coming down with a little bit of weight. Oh, very unlucky there. Both those blues thought about rolling over again, but they didn't. And so that'll be another couple to Kyle, I would say. And a 6-2 lead after 5. Kyle leading off. Appears to really have the measure of the mat now. It's a good touch, a rod on the front of the box. Les with lovely weight, just a little bit out on the green that time. Here comes Kyle again.
He's got that green real perfect. Hope I don't jinx him.
Mm-hmm. Looks like Brian Booker's scored in his game against Steve Fisher. Got himself on the board. Nathan Trowell has scored again on that end. On the next door mat.
Les has just killed that end. We now 8-2 to Kyle after 6.
Gosh, that didn't last very long.
Nope. I think he was trying to split those blues, but just
Right, okay, got one of them too clean. Onto the kitty and off she went.
9-1 to Daniel by the looks of that after 5 ends. And the next match. What's happened to our man with his scores? Has he gone to sleep over there?
Oh no, we're back on now, just receiving another update. Nathan leads 4-3 in his game. Steve Fisher 11-2.
Quite a handy bowl back there too by Kyle.
So Les will be wanting to score in this end. He scored on the first end and I don't think he's picked up a point since. Handy bowl there, mind you. Kyle could come through those and really seal things up a little bit. Sure he'd be pretty keen to get one right on the kitty there. Certainly going to put his blue in a handy spot. Nathan Trowell's scored again in his game, so he's edging ahead of Tim Veal from Manawatu.
Yeah, that was a very nice bowl there by Les.
Changed the head completely. Be interesting to see whether Kyle just tries to draw or whether he looks to play the middle orange up, because he has got one blue at the back, which could be waiting to receive. Okay.
As we saw in the first game, Neil, a little bit of weight. They seem to just dive off a little bit.
That one did dive off, yes. So Les is sitting there with 2 and Chats for the bonus ball.
That looked like the score going over for Daniel. French's game is 12-1 to Daniel. No, 10-1. He had a 2 showing up there. 10-1 after 6.
Well, Les has had a good think about this. I'm not 100% sure what there was to look at, but I'm sure he'll be keen to just draw another shot.
And it looks like 12-2 to Steve Fisher after 8.
Les's last bowl coming down. Oh, might not have drawn the 3rd shot.
It looks like the front one just about.
Yep. 2 shots to Les. That's 4-8 after 7 ends. Just in front of us, looks like Steve Fisher's playing very solid bowls in this game. Every time Brian gets something close, Stephen is able to get something closer. Les has led off with a reasonable bowl here. Kyle will be looking to draw up. Just rest on that and sit on the jack, or draw in close behind. Nice bowl here by Kyle. So he's now got 2 shots, one pretty much on the front of the jack, and nothing from either player in behind. So certainly the better place to be is being blue in this end, though there are some options to open things right up there.
Steve Fisher's just picked up another 1.
Yep. Oh, well played, Les.
Looks pretty good draw bowl here from Kyle.
Yep. Kyle's put the shot straight back there. Tim appears to have played a good bowl on his mat. He's making a first bid for the score with Nathan. We'll see what it comes up as shortly.
Tim got the shot from here, it looked it, but they had to have a good look at it.
Oh, good effort there by Les. Just slid past a little bit. So that will be... They still got another bowl to come. Yes, Kyle's got another bowl to come, so be looking to double up on that on his previous bowl. And with, oh no, just crawled up close, short, so that'll be 1 to Kyle and a 9-4 lead after 8 ends.
It's a bit of a short one there, but I bet he won't be short the next one.
No, that's quite uncharacteristic for Kyle. Yep, not short with the second bolt.
It's that magic water.
Steve Fisher's still on a roll in his game.
Yes, let's pick up another one.
Scoring fairly consistently. Very tight game between Tim Veal and Nathan Trowell. Lovely bowl there from Les.
That's a very good bowl there from Kyle.
Yep. I'd clap that myself, but it wouldn't sound too good on camera.
That's the one thing you find very hard as a marker. When a good shot like that, and you're not allowed to clap.
No. Just coming a little bit short. Probably wanted to be around that, if anything, to give himself something for the last bowl. So I'm sure Kyle will be looking to play another bowl that's reasonably close without setting up too much of a target. I think he's also come up a little bit short.
So it sounds like it's 5-4 to Nathan over Tim Veal.
Our expert score updater, though, seems to have gone to sleep. So on that end, that's a further one shot to Kyle Waldron from North Wellington. He'll be on a 10-4 after 9 ends.
So Nathan's just picked up 3.
Yes.
So it's 8-4 to Nathan Trowell over Tim Veal. Not sure of the ends at this stage, but must be very close to 8 or 9. It's 9 ends played.
First bowl's come down from Kyle, nice and close to the jack again. Good reply from Les, very handy spot. Just down in front of us, Steve Fisher is all over the jack in his game. Les will be looking to open this up slightly. No, he's just drawing in. Oh, that's
a great
very good bowl. Couldn't have played it any better. Thought he might have played with a little more weight, but he drew it perfectly.
And I think Kyle will be... Yep. Played that out of the head.
So he's sitting there for 2.
Brian Booker just played a very good ball and cleaned out Steve Fisher's. He had 3, and now he's just, looks to me like he's drawn the shot in front of us.
So updates, Daniel French 10-4 up in his game. Steve Fisher 15-3 maybe in his game, and as we just heard, Nathan Trowell 8-4 ahead of Tim Veal. Cole's last bowl on the way now. It's going to be a little bit short, but
Good.
Might still be in the count. Hard to know. These will certainly not much point being short. Play down, pick up a little slide off the front orange onto the blue.
Yep, and it'll
Knock
trickle
the kitty,
back.
trickle the kitty back to his 2 oranges. Maybe.
Just didn't slide in enough. Just a little bit wide there. It was working perfect.
Pretty sure that's just the one. So Kyle will be 11-4 after 10 ends. Being watched closely here on the commentary team. Someone's looking to take over in the next game. No. That,
Shake of the head and wandering off now.
My commentary candidate could ask her dad though if he wants to go on the cans. Had a bit of trouble selling off my commentary job here.
Can't have offered enough.
No. All starting to fill up a bit though, so still less than 100 people here, of course, but we're getting a few more people here now, so might be some candidates to take over commentary later on.
You see on the mat next to the TV mat, it's 10-6 to Daniel French. After their 9 ends, so they're just completing their 10th end. No, one more bowl to go on that one.
That certainly tightened up a lot, that game, Sharon. I think it was 9-1 to Daniel at one stage.
It's never over till that last bowl's bowled.
I thought you were going to say till the fat lady sings. I didn't bring my dress.
I'm sure if one of the ladies in Wairarapa will be able to find one for you.
Yeah, it's all good. Oh, well played, Les.
Yes.
Come through under the head and cleaned out Kyle's bowl. Sure, Kyle will be pretty keen to put it straight back there though. Well, oh no, oh. Don't you hate it? Yeah. You want the gap or one of the bowls clean and you get a bit of both. It could still be close to shot, but I'd say looking from this angle, maybe Les holds the shot.
And then it works the other way. When you want it, a bit of a rub, it goes straight through.
Yes.
Looks like Steve Fisher's score is 19-3 after 13 ends.
He's playing positively for that bowl.
Again.
Live,
Yep.
nicely played. Certainly 2. 1, 2, 3. So that's put Les back in the hunt. 7-11 after 11 of 15 ends. And he's opened up with a nice bowl just behind the caddy. All square we're hearing now in the Timville-Nathan Trail game, 8 all. So that is a very close match up there.
Very tight.
Just shows Tim Veal's been a North Island rep and the 2019 singles champion, and he's getting a real run for his money from young Nathan Trowell. Hayward having the better of the start of this end.
Yes.
Sitting there with a couple of bowls, a couple of shots pretty close to Jack High. Plenty of room there to draw in though for Kyle. Important to make that third bolt count. And
That's
I think he's
pretty
done
close.
just that.
Yep. Very good bowl.
It's a front toucher. Pretty much Les's options to draw up onto that and give it a tap to the back orange. And I'd say he's going pretty... Oh, where's it going to roll on? Oh. So Kyle holding one, and I think he'll just be having a nice wide draw on the backhand. If he gets bonus shot, all good. If not, then he's already got the end sewn up. How are we looking here? I'll tell you what, that might be coming around. It's a top effort. Might just not have fallen in. Angles are deceptive, but no, one shot. So that's 12-7 to Kyle, 12 ends played. 14-6 after 11 to Daniel French on the neighbouring mat against Ashburton. 6 minutes to go on the clock. Okay, it looks like our first game is in. 20 points to 6 to Steve Fisher of Auckland over Brian Booker of Marlborough. So Steve bounces back very well after his first round disappointment against Tim Veal with a convincing win in his second game, and picked up 12 of the 15 ends. 14-8 now to Daniel French. Ken McKenzie's picked up a couple of shots. Here comes a very good bowl from Les. Ooh. Would have snuck it closer to that blue, but he has got two good orange bowls on the head.
Tim Veal picked up one on their last end, so he's now one up on Nathan. We're not sure how many ends, but getting.
So Kyle's just nudged one of Lisa's bowls out of the head. Comes Liz, just a fraction short. Cole's last bowl's a wee bit short of the mark,
Yep.
but I'd say he's probably holding one. He's got a chance to play that nice wide drawing hand, come down there right onto the kitty and perhaps pick up two. Certainly want to be up there though, at this stage in the game. And I think he is.
Pretty, very good bowl.
Oh, that's a top
two
bowl.
shots.
Yep.
Yep. 2 shots to Les, so that's now 9-12, played 13.
So this game's getting quite close now.
So
And
give
about
it 2 ends to go.
2 minutes and change on the clock. It'd be interesting to see whether they get their last end in. Plenty of room to work in for both players after the opening bowls. And looks like Nathan Trowell's certainly evened up the score, unless he's got 2. It's a bit hard to tell. 2, yes.
So he'll be 1 up now.
1 up on Tim Veal, and they will be playing their last end whether they like it or not, whether it's the last end or not. Lee's in a good spot here after a couple of bowls, but Kyle's come down and put something very useful right in between them, something to play to. Team 9 to Nathan Trowell, taking his time. Liz Hayward coming up just a fraction short, sliding through the front of the head. Here comes Kyle's third bowl. Be wanting to get under that. It's not the worst. Well, Lisa's played a goodie here.
Yes.
Oh. Might be unlucky. It's hard to know. Say by the time Kyle's played this bowl and they've cleared the head, they might be about out of time.
We need a little drone fly over top. Hopefully it's going to be interesting now. We're just about time. Whistle's about to go. Okay, so they've given 1 to Kyle there, so the score will end up 13-9 after 14 ends.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, we now just completed the TV mat one, and Kyle Waldron from North Wellington Association was come out as the winner of that. Looked like quite a tough game there, Kyle, for you.
Yes, started off a bit rough and managed to get my way back into it. Les is always a niggly player to play against, and he definitely was his same way in that game.
Yeah, I've heard that. He's very, very good singles player. That in a rep match, he's the person you don't want to draw against. Is that correct?
That's right, yes.
Okay, good luck for the rest of the day, Kyle, and thank you very much. Yes, definitely is. Les, X marks the spot. You had a bit of a comeback there. It started good, and then next thing Kyle took off on you, and you started.
It was about 4 ends in a row. Didn't quite get the balls there, but then after that, I came back and I thought I was in for a chance. But he only has to get one in there just to muck things up. But that's the way it goes.
Yeah, I've heard a little story in the hall that when people play reps against you, or drawn singles, they don't like that name coming up, Les Hayward, as they have to play a singles player. So you quite enjoy playing singles, obviously.
Yeah. I love singles game. It's the toughest game you can play, and if you play a lot of singles, you only get better in the game.
Good luck for the rest of the day.
Thank you.